Hello. What's up, guys? Hold on. I know that the mic tends to run a little quiet for streams. Let me fuck around with it. What's up? The DB's just a bit. I think that should be good. You guys tell me. Too loud, too quiet, let me know. To dude, yeah, really and truly, any option to turn off a HUD, always going to be appreciated. Even if it comes at the detriment of gameplay, I will always do it. Oh, and here's another thing. Okay, so this really pissed me off. Apparently, Resident Evil 2 no longer exists. Let me find where is it? Hold on, I have it here somewhere. Here we go. I took a screenshot of this because here, let me switch to desktop. Okay, I took a screenshot of this. Let's full screen it. Can we? That's not full. Why? Ooh, look at this. You want to full screen something? Nope, you only get half the screen. Okay, anyways. Can I zoom this in any at all? Please allow me. I don't know if you can read this, but I tried to type in Resident Evil 2 for the game. You know, when you go live, you can choose what game you're going to be playing, and it has a database of like every single game ever. And I typed in Resident Evil 2, right? And obviously you get the Resident Evil 2 remake over here, right? Revelations, RE4, RE3, Outbreak File 2. What is Raccoon City Edition? I have no idea. Survivor 2 Code Veronica's on there. 4 Outbreak, Dead Aim, Village 7. There's the HD remaster of RE1, which is for some reason titled 1997. 5, 3, 6, Resident Evil Remake, RE1, and Revelations 2. Resident Evil 2 no longer exists. It's been memory hold by the powers that be. Show them Scarware. Oh yeah, I got scarred. Hold on. Can we go back to... I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I got a scar over my left eye. Right there. I don't know if it's showing up. You guys tell me. Yeah, I got scarred. It was gnarly. It was really gross. You want to see the gross pictures? Let's see if we can't get the stream shut down immediately. Hold on, let's try. Oh yeah, you can't even really see the scar. Not lighting. Oh well, no big deal. Just trust me, it's a scar and it's gross. I know I put a picture of it up. Also, my aircon's going kind of hard, so if you can hear background noise more than usual, that's why. Here is, hold on, let's switch to desktop mode. Here's what it actually looks like. And it hurt like hell, but you can't see it in this lighting quite as much. There we go. Jared, what's up, you beautiful man? Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? I've been watching a show called Black Sails. Captain Vane looks like you with hair. Why does everybody always look like me with hair? I want to look like me with hair. Cyborg Ninja, how you doing, man? Look like John Locke. Did John Locke have a scar? Everyone tell you about your employment options. Yeah, when I posted my neck tattoo, YouTube went wild. I made a community post, and everybody was like, oh, wow, he's never getting a job again. It's like, yeah, duh. I'm covered in tattoos. My face is scarred up. I'm never going to work again. It's going to be awesome. 25 minutes of gameplay for Tormented Souls 2 that came out a few weeks ago. I saw bits and pieces. Hold on. Can we look it up right now? Let's say gameplay. Cumby Lad 123. What's up, man? How you doing? 36 months. Thank you so much for all the support, man. As a hanging part-timer, I say this every time, so I'm not going to promise anything because I never follow through. But I really do aim to stream so much more than I actually do. I'm going to turn the volume down on it. I already like the artwork though. I will say when I was watching it before, it was kind of I would have expected more of an upgrade in the visuals. But then, like they're saying, I mean, because this looks like it's just taking place in the same assets as the first game, although the camera placement is great. That is like a weird angle for it, but I'm still all for it. Like, this is not necessarily criticism. I sort of expected, after the first game seemed to do well, that this would be a little more of a visual upgrade. But then again, a lot of the character models were kind of where the problems lied with the first game. So maybe that's where they're focusing their attention. Was that called the Christ book? How dare you? Fucking Christ book, man. I was expecting them to add more DLC to the first game, but I guess that's just me. Honestly, I'm not much of a DLC guy. I typically think the game is finished and then it's finished and that's it. The only thing I hate is the weird trench coat. I don't know. I kind of like it. It seems pretty cool. Is this running in 4K? It looks kind of low res. No, it's 1440p, which good enough. I'm yearning for the feeling of an empty Silent Hill city. Will Hollow Body quench me? There are quite a few outside sections that are very desolate. I think it'll definitely get across. You don't spend as much time out in the city as you would in, say, Silent Hill 1, but it follows the general structure of Silent Hill 1, where you have an internal survival horror location, and then once you get out, you have to work your way through the city and solve some puzzles there, and then so it does follow the general format of SH1's gameplay. So I think you will get that. Cyborg Ninja with $5. Thank you so much, man. Just want you to know that I adore your RE retrospectives. Just beat Claire A, then Leon B, good old games, and had a blast. Can't wait for RE3 GOG. I think it's. I came across a little negative on my RE1 good old games thing at first, which is just my nitpickiness showing itself. But it is genuinely good that regular people who don't want to mod things have access to those games at what I would call acceptable levels of graphical fidelity, for sure. Any theories on RE9? Yeah, it's going to fucking piss me off like 8 did. Very good angle. This is a nice scene right here, but they're really liking that skewed sort of camera placement. Animations look really good going down the stairs and stuff, but to be honest, they looked really good in the first game too. I'm not seeing much here that doesn't just look like it was made in the first game's assets. It's all. But to be fair, to get another game that was like Tormented Souls 1, I wouldn't necessarily be upset about that. Okay, so we are here to play a video game though. We should probably play a video game. Everybody, so my wife is saying the picture of me in the upper left is too small. Let's put it to a vote. Hold on, let's make a vote. That's the best way to do this. How do I do this? We're going to do a poll. Make cam more big? Yes or no? I want at least 30 of you to answer this, or else we're not moving an inch. Hollow Body runs terrible on your PC. Really? That is one problem of having like an overpowered rig, is I can never tell anybody how well things run in comparison to your normal everyday hardware. Let's turn the aircon down so we don't sound quite so terrible. And let's. Oh, Josine put it on automatic. Of course she did. Why wouldn't she? Well, no, I'm talking about you messing around with my aircon. No, I want you to leave it alone. You did touch it. There we go. Now we're better. What's something you want to see the Resident Evil series tackle? Its roots. I would really love to see the Resident Evil series tackle its roots. This version of RE1 sucks. All you have to do is get the .exe from this forum from 2005 and use Onion OS to download the story. To be fair, you can just go to archive.com and get the entire install folder and just apply a .dll to it. So, a boosh. Slender, the 8 pages, is the ultimate survival horror game. I heard a lot about that back when that game came out. Cyborg Ninja says, I always had issues with emulators on my crappy laptop, but RE2 GOG runs great out of the box and looks better than playing RE2 on my PS3. That's all you need, man. That's perfect. Jared, did you hear about Concord servers got shut down? That's a game no one asked for, and the gaming industry is in trouble. A second gaming crash since 83 is imminent. I've been saying it here on stream for a very long time, but yeah, I do think that the industry is in for a crash. Hey, we got more than 30 voters. Nice. Let's end it. The yeses have 80%. Okay, so we'll make the camera bigger. I mean, listen, I'm not going to argue with the democratic process. Webcam, and then you. And then let's make you bigger. Hold on. Let's say like right here. Even though I do feel like it makes me feel vain having my camera that big. And then chat, we will also increase because I want it to be proportional to the camera because I'm a fucking psycho. Oh, but then it goes down into there. Okay, we can work with just this. I think, oh no, you're just not going to do anything. Okay, good. Yeah, that'll be good enough, I think. Okay. All right, so it's bigger now. I own a limited edition controller and sealed copy of Concord. Do you really? Because I would genuinely believe that. Jared, how you doing, my man? Not bad. I've been hanging out. Let's switch over to the actual thing that people came here for. We will turn you off. And okay, so when the camera and chat is this big, it sort of gets in the way of the picture. Let's do another thing. Should we get rid of on-screen chat? Do you guys really care that on-screen chat is there? I wonder. It'll just be for this time. Let's start this poll. We're going to get 30 votes, or else we're going to come to a screeching halt again. Do you like Thor high heels? That's not the question. It's whether or not he likes me, and he fucking hates me. That guy's a cunt, but his content's good. I like it a lot. Hunty Mo says, have you seen that I am a 50-year-old Japanese man guy? He kind of blew up on YouTube. He did. He started showing up on my shit too. You should befriend that fella and play some SNES games with him. It seems like, damn, it's sad, man. It kills me how fucking he's such a sad guy, and he's like, my life has become boring and my children hate me, and it's like, fuck, dude, we got to make some changes. Let's vote to make Jared even bigger. That's gonna happen regardless. I want to get big. Oh, also check out this dope ass shirt. This fucking sick ass Biohazard shirt I got off of Etsy. It's the Japanese PC cover. It's so dope. Silent Hill 2 co-op. Oh, finally. I mean, the code is there, technically, I think. Why not a line game to the right? We could do that, yeah. That's definitely doable. Should we do that instead? That feels better, probably. Where's it going right now? So far, people are saying yes, though. And since I am a man of the people, and we are at 29 votes, which technically counts as 30 when you really think about it, we will just, for the time being, get rid of the chat box, and we'll leave my big fat face up here. How you feel about the new Dead Rising remake? It looks awesome. Like, it looks really good. I would say it's more of a remaster, though, right? Because the original game code's still running underneath it. That is a tough one, though, because they are remaking every asset. I don't know. That's one of those really tough ones, like Snake Eater Delta. It's like it's the same game running underneath, just with fully recreated assets, brand new stuff. I don't know. That's a tough one. Imp Simp, $5. Thank you so much, man. You and Sphere Hunter got me into RE. Oh, really? That's dope. I just beat RE2 GameCube. Do you think Code Veronica should be remade? What would you want to see if they did? I would love to see Code Veronica get a remake, but we've talked about it here on stream before. I think the implications of the Ashford family. Wait, why is my shit fully... What the fuck is going on? My RetroTink 4K settings are all fucked. Hold on. I'm not sure that they would do it, is my... Okay, there we go. But now we don't have any sound, which is not good. Why do we not have sound? We're getting nothing from my sound card. And then this happened. This is sick. Hell yeah. Okay, hold on one second. One problem at a time, please. What? Have I lost my fucking mind? What? Let's go back to profiles. Hold on. This is what you guys love to see, right? Let's just load a default profile. Okay, good. We have a video game now. Jesus Lord. Okay. Once gameplay shows up, maybe we can fucking do something. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. We didn't need to do anything. There we go. Yes, I would love to see Code Veronica be remade. I don't think it will, because modern politics sort of doesn't allow things like cross-dressing not to fall into some sort of political position, whether or not that's intended. But if it was to be remade, what I would like to see out of it is for it to remain largely unaltered. That's me personally. But I'm not getting any sound, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's see. I'm not sure why this is, but I do know a potential... Hey, is Dobu in here? Hell yeah. I do know a potential fix, and it's for me to unplug and replug in my HDMI switch. Let's try that. How about you? Okay, let's see if this works. There we go, baby. We are so back. We are so fucking back. Okay. You guys, please tell me if that is too loud or if that's good. Let me know. Hey, Under the Mayo, what's up, dude? I'm about to crash. Saw you're going live. Have a good stream. Let's catch up soon. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Me and Under the Mayo are part of the select, like, 8 YouTubers that all release their videos at the same time. Jonathan Ramos, nice to see you again. Good to see you, man. It's good to be back. Are you excited for the Silent Hill 2 remake? Also, will it get an Avalanche review? I will certainly do a video on it. Excited might not be the right word, though. I am tentatively optimistic. We'll say that for sure. We will original game. David says, love cross-dressing. I don't see why you wouldn't. Guys are hot, girls are hot. Put them together. Be the best of both worlds. Okay, so you guys tell me. We'll let the voiceover play. Are we too loud? Are we too quiet with the game audio? You guys let me know. Oh, we're getting it from both ends. Let's get rid of this then. And let's make sure that this is being broadcast. For use in bioweapon experiments. Okay, we are monitoring and outputting. So you guys let me know. Sounds good. David? All right. David's the only man I trust in this one. Douglas Monroe, I'd like to see them drastically rewrite Steve Burnside. Not only is he annoying, but he actually tried to score first base with Claire while she was sleeping. Well, I mean, did he? Or did he just like kind of look at her and then sort of like, maybe he was going to wake her up? I think he was just getting a chubby, to be fair. I don't know. I think he kind of works as an annoying character that you end up liking towards the end. I think that was intentional. I would like to see that remain largely unchanged as well. What's my favorite RE game? That changes day to day, honestly. I want to say RE2, but then lately I've been playing a lot of RE1, and that has a lot of nostalgia for me. It's really hard to say, really and truly. What have we got here? Any plans for Separate Ways video? Kind of no. Man, I have no drive whatsoever to revisit RE4 Remake. Like, the idea of it bores me, which is weird because it wasn't a boring game when I played it. I enjoyed playing it. It was like fun mechanically. Oh yeah, I didn't say it out loud. I know the title says this, but this is a Q&A stream. A lot of you have been asking questions. Continue. This is not so much me playing RE2, because I've streamed RE2 probably 600 times so far, but we're just sort of, we have some background noise to look at as we answer some questions from people. All right, that's far enough. I would like to score with Jill. I think Jill would be scoring with you when you think about it. Also, the Dojin event is on Sunday. Sunday. Are you expecting us to go without you? Are you kidding me? I can't navigate the halls of a Dojin event without fucking Dobu. You need to tell me what property every artist works on. Hey, King Grogu, what's up, dude? Been a member for 30 months. Thank you so much, man. No Alan Wake stream or 5 co-op, because I'm ready. Dude, I have not. Man, I've been weird lately. To be honest with you, I don't know, man. I've been like super antisocial lately. That's why I haven't been streaming as much. But I need to stream more because it does sort of center me and it lets me talk to people, which is nice. I love Separate Ways, remake, and original SR. I don't even doubt that it's probably pretty good. I mean, I've seen like clips online. It looks dope, but fuck, man, I just like I can't explain it. I have no energy to play that game. I would much rather start up RE7 again than RE4 remake or RE2 remake even. That game is just, it's so long. And it's like, it's fun the whole way through, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, I could play RE4 original and continue to have fun with it, but RE4 remake feels a lot like RE Village, where it was fun for a single playthrough. I kind of started it at one time on the harder difficulty and got 75% of the way through, and I was like, well, you know, that was just it. I was kind of finished at that point. Am I eating enough cookies? That could be it. Honestly, I'm severely considering the idea that I'm not. Cameron Hood said, how'd you end up living over in Japan? I've always wanted to visit. You definitely should. And honestly, I ended up living here because I do YouTube as a full-time job, and it allows me to be mobile. Otherwise, I would not be able to. So I'm very lucky to be able to live here. I saw somebody ask if this was the GOG version. It is not. This is the PS1 original. What is something I don't like that newer RE games have been doing? Oh, we'd have a shorter list if it was things that I did like that they were doing. I mean, I think the obvious answer is dropping traditional Resident Evil values, as it were, for more action-packed third-person shooter style mechanics. That is discounting the first-person Resident Evils, which are still kind of weirdly not Resident Evils for me. I don't know. They are. Don't get me wrong. I really, really enjoyed 7. It was a fun game. But I don't know. Man, I just miss survival horror a lot. And I know there's a lot of people who argue with me. And honestly, I could really give a shit less. The new Resident Evil games aren't survival horror, despite how many negative comments I get to the contrary. And I would love to see survival horror again. There's a reason we all continue to play these old games. I mean, how many playthroughs do you have of Resident Evil 2 versus how many playthroughs do you have of Resident Evil 4 Remake? I would imagine there's a lot more in one category than the other.
Freeze.
Do I plan on updating a video on RE4 Remake? You made it seem like it was boring. I suspect it has something to do with the walkie-talkie segments that slow it to a halt. No, I'd found RE4 boring in its action-packedness. But to be fair, it was the same with RE4. RE4 is one of those games that everybody starts up a lot, but nobody really finishes that often. And it's because the first 3-4 hours of the game are pretty fun and action-packed, but you can only get action-packed for so long until you're overpacked, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's very complicated. It's hard to sum up how I feel about RE4 Remake. Because it is not poorly made, in my opinion. It doesn't... There's nothing technically wrong with it. It's just fucking... annoyingly action-packed, and it doesn't have much to offer outside of that action, although I do enjoy the... Am I crazy? I thought we were playing DualShock version. Why do we have no... Did the quick turn? Oh, I've been playing too much classic Rebirth. That's why I'm so used to the quick turn. Hey, Caster, what's up, dude? How you doing? Fucking 2-time Japan visitor over here. Alright, push both of you over. I really wish that would have gotten both of you. That's alright, though. We're doing okay. Okay. Perhaps not. Just... Shit. Suck my fucking ass. You guys know we're restarting. You know that we're doing it, right? Like, everybody here understands how things go in these streams? Okay, good. Absolutely not. I was fucked out of that, and I will fuck myself back in it. Hey, Jared, it's been a while. How have you been? I've been doing all right. Getting a lot of tattoos, which for me is therapy. I need to start paying attention when I'm playing these video games. But that's the point. The whole point here is just to have some background noise for the Q&A section. Because I feel like talking more than I feel like playing. Just recently played through the seamless HD RE games, and they look absolutely amazing with all those cleaned up pre-rendered backgrounds. There is something very cool about seeing the Resident Evil games in what I assume those background pre-renders looked like on the actual monitors for the artists that created them. You know what I mean? That's what I really like about the Seamless HD collection, or the Seamless HD mods, is that you're sort of getting an idea of what that 90s computer-generated imagery actually looked like to the people who were creating it. Leon did get his pussy blasted, that is true. Freeze. Just got off playing Revelations. I've been for some reason, wanting to replay Revelations 2. I've just been feeling it. I don't know why. So not going for the alternative costumes. No, man, that kills the run so early on because you have no fucking resources when you get to the precinct.
I thought you were one of them.
And it's like, not even worth it. Should we do the... You know what? Let's fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go for alternative costume.
The entire city was infested with
Cheek straight clapped. All right, let's do it. Fine, we're gonna go for the alternative costumes, even though we're missing out on so much. That's okay. Rev 2 is decent. It definitely is. I'm more positive on Rev 2 now than I was when it first came out. Is this original hardware? Yes, it is. We're using the PS1, or I think it's the PS Digital. It's the internal HDMI solution for the PS1. I keep trying to fucking quick turn. Classic Rebirth has me fucked up. That's fine, we'll take this hit here. Oh shit, all right, that was 100% on purpose. I did. Exactly how I meant it to go. Has anybody seen Has Been Hotel? I don't know what that is. I assume I would be on it, given my YouTube career. I've always really liked this scene, and I don't know why. Something about it just looks like a real place in a real city. It's kind of cool. Skull jacket or tank top? Tank top every time, no matter what. Always, forever. And then there's one right here. No? Okay. I guess he ran forward. Have I been skating or cruising lately? Just cruising. There is a skate park in Harajuku that has reopened up that seems pretty perfect. And once it gets cool, I will do that. But I will tell you right now, it has been so fucking hot. I wouldn't dream of actually attempting real skateboarding out here. It is just gnarly hot. But I will be getting back at it soon. Castra says, my older brother will be in Nihon very soon. Hell yeah, dude. So when Castra came here, so the first time I met him here in Japan, he was like, oh yeah, I know a bit of Japanese, which everybody says. And I was like, okay, I kind of get I have an idea for what that means. Because, you know, arigato, konnichiwa, the really obvious stuff. But he came here the second time and was having full-blown conversations with the chick running the bar we were at. It was fucking pretty impressive. It was nice. Okay, so we're here now. Brad is here, I would imagine, right? Yes, okay. Which means we can start picking shit up again. And there is a green herb right here. I hate doing this, though. You have so few resources compared to what I'm used to. At work, so I can't really talk, but I appreciate your Hollow Body and Conscript reviews. Picked them up the other day. Hell yeah, dude. Hope you like them. What do you think is the heart of this franchise? I think the heart... Well, I mean, you got to keep in mind that there are two separate Resident Evil franchises. There are the classic survival horror entry, at least as far as I see it. You have the classic entries, and then you have the newer games, which are a shadow of their former selves, I would say. But I think the heart of the core Resident Evil experience, REs 1 through 3, Code Veronica, is a solid foundation built on point-and-click adventure gameplay, essentially.
Who are you?
What difficulty am I on?
You must be
I mean, we're playing Leon, so it's easy mode,
Leon.
essentially. Just trying to flex my riz on that girl. It worked. It was dope,
Your
dude.
party has been canceled. What happened?
Hey Jared, what's the best save room theme, and why is it the original RE1 save room? Oh, but which version of RE1? Because I think the DualShock Director's Cut save room is pretty dope, and I think it's different, right? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure it's different. But
was behind everything.
Shit, that's really hard. I might have to go with my true heart here and say Code Veronica has the most musically interesting save room theme. Benny Gurkman says, "Watch this." Oh, I didn't. I meant to respond to your DM, Benny. That reminds me. Yes, absolutely. Let's do a podcast on the Silent Hill movie because I have some thoughts on it as well.
You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this. Now go.
Douglas Monroe says, yeah, Jared, but I'm sure because you play a lot of games, and I'm sure even if it wasn't solely RE, you probably hate the walkie-talkie bits as much as everyone does. You know, honestly, I didn't find them to be as terrible. They are in the first 30 minutes of the game, probably, but they didn't kill me. I will say, though, yes, I do tend to have I do tend to get worn out on video games in general, especially modern video games. Oh yeah, that's right. You just need to do it. But that could be it. I could be just sort of just drained on modern video game experiences. Eric Von Kanel. Hopefully I said that right. Been subscribed to your channel since 2017. That's so wild, dude. You've seen such a weird change in how I do things, and if I watch videos from 2017, it's so cringy, but it's so like interesting as well. It'd be nice if the liquors were easy to kill with just the knife, like they were in RE2 Remake. Fun fact, I have the original film reel of the OG Silent Hill movie and one of the Resident Evil movies. A buddy of mine had Silent Hill. I used to work at a Regal, is it Regal Hollywood Cinema? No. Anyways, it was a Regal, and I was there for Silent Hill, and we got to watch it early, which was really fun. But a buddy of mine, when he quit, ended up taking a reel of Silent Hill. They sent us an early version, and then they sent us the other ones. And usually you have to like send them back and stuff. But I think the early version just got lost in the sauce, as it were. Good to see you streaming, Jared. Just found out Universal Studios Japan has a full-on RE play / skit they put on. You know, man, and I knew that it was going to go down, but dude, that shit is so far away from me. And it's so crowded in Universal Studios, especially recently with the amount of foreigners that have been traveling here. It has killed my fucking motivation to go to any theme parks since the last time I went. I've been working through your entire video discography for the doc, and there are some hot takes. Yeah, that makes sense. I've always been fairly nonchalant with not giving a shit about expressing how I feel in the moment. And, you know, I also tend to be more positive about games than most people typically are, too, now that I think about it. The corpse has bullets. Does it? I know there's bullets hidden right here, which, by the way, all this stuff was put in for the US release of the game. Do you know how hard it is to play the Japanese version and not have any of the hidden items there? It's not even really that hard. It's just fucking frustrating. Aran Samus says, yo, you're the bomb. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. It's only 3-hour, 30,000 yen ride. Yeah, there's something about that doesn't sit well with me. I'm still reeling over the idea that Tokyo Game Show doesn't actually take place in Tokyo. Damn foreigners. I have found myself becoming heavily anti-fucking traveling to Japan ever since moving here, because, man, if you guys would have seen how amazing this place was during COVID times. So will he drop when I pass him no matter what? Okay. Stop. Okay. Okay. He's just gonna do it every time I move? Let's see. Can we get to the body? Like this? Oh, you fucking asshole. You turning counts? There's no ammo on this body. I fucking knew. You were lying to me. I knew it. I knew there was no ammo on that body. Have you played Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow? Just bought it on Steam recently, wondering if you have any thoughts. I haven't yet, but I'm very interested in it, because the only thing that I didn't like about Dawn of Sorrow was the little things you have to draw with the touchscreen, and I'm wondering how they did that with I assume mouse input or something. How much longer are you going to be playing and streaming for? I'm not sure. Damn, I thought we were playing... I thought DualShock version had auto-aim. We might not be playing the DualShock version. I'm taking fucking hits now, baby. Good. No, I put my knife away. Fuck. You fucking... I guess that saved me some ammo. Oh, well. Gatekeeping Japan. Yeah, essentially. Hey, Jared, do you think the history may know the name of the Chad programmer who put the Rebecca photo in the game? I think that he will go down in history, yes. Oh, only the Japanese version has auto-aim. So I've been just doing nothing but playing Classic Rebirth to the point where I don't even remember the original game anymore. What do I think of the HD Seamless Trilogy? Love it. I think it's awesome. I prefer the original pixelated graphics. Also, I believe there's ammo in this drawer right here. There we go. I mean, I think that goes without saying. I would prefer the original. Like, what I want is to have the OG operating resolution of Resident Evil games upscaled to an integer nearest neighbor type of deal, which is what I have here. Because this is a 240p game. We have it, the HDMI solution on my PSP, or PS1, is internally upscaling to 720p, which is an even integer of 240. Yes. And then we're having the RetroTink 4K upscale 720p, which is an even integer of 1440p. Have I been playing Once Human with my partner? That game rules. I don't know if I know what Once Human is, to be honest with you. This the better Dreamcast version or the new GOG release on PC? No, this is PS1. The original RE2 does have auto aim. You just have to go into the options to turn. Oh, okay. Really? No way. Maybe you're thinking about the Dreamcast or GameCube re-releases potentially. I could have swore that we started up the DualShock version of it, and I think that has auto aim automatically. I could be wrong about that though. Maybe in my haste I just chose classic RE2 on my ODE. Couldn't agree more. Parts of Japan felt more like other countries because of the tourists this summer. It was a bit of a bummer. Yeah, it was. You know, it's weird. When you came here, Castra, it was hot. It has gotten so much hotter since you left, dude. You have no idea. It's been gross. But yeah, you know, I mean, I'm in Tokyo, so I can't complain about tourism without looking like an idiot. But it does sort of ruin my day-to-day stuff when I have to like pass through so many people who, and this is not a dig at anyone in particular, but people who do come to Japan do tend to not know some of the more unwritten rules, and they tend to be a little more, and I can understand why this would be the case. You're really excited you're in a foreign country, especially Japan, which is an amazing place to be. It has incredible food, but then like you have a family of people that are eating at a restaurant and screaming and yelling at each other, and it's like, man, come on, read the room, you know? Like, that's the one thing I would say, the biggest thing to do if you're gonna travel to Japan for a bit, just learn to read the room. Look around, see what other people are doing. If it's quiet, you be quiet. If you hear a lot of people talking, then sure, go ahead. But, you know, I don't know. I've just gotten so used to the way Japanese people do things that foreigners being here, and even though they're not really aware of this being the fact, they are really pissing off the people around them, both foreign and Japanese. I'll just keep one. Green herb. Any thoughts on the Until Dawn remake and Last of Us remake? Can we call those games remake? Until Dawn, Until Dawn. Hold on one second. That sounds really familiar, but let me see. Oh, okay, I remember Until Dawn now. I remember I played The Quarry. It was okay. I don't know about the Until Dawn remake, but I can tell you that the Last of Us 1 remake was indeed a true remake, which is they replaced all of the in-game assets. But that's another one where the definition is a little fuzzy because you still have the same voice acting and music. But everything from fonts to textures to character models have been altered. Not even altered, completely remade from scratch. And I think, again, that's tough. Because the general idea of a remake is you rebuild the game from the ground up. And the general idea of a remaster is you take the original game, have it run in the background, and on top of that original game, you have newly created assets or altered assets, right? So, let's say the remaster of Resident Evil Revelations. The DS version of the game was still running. You just have higher quality, you know, textures and 3D models running on top of the original assets. These are things that have either been replaced or they're literally being replaced on every single time instructions are being sent. It's like, okay, put this on top of this, which is a very ineffective way to make a remaster, but there's a few that exist that way. But when you have remakes like The Last of Us Part 1, where they have completely redone all the motion capture stuff, so all of the animations, they have completely recreated every 3D model, every blade of grass, every 2D texture, every 3D environment, all the geometry is the same. They've just 100% altered everything that's on top of it. It really skirts the definition of what you might call a remaster and a remake. It's literally in the same neighborhood, but it's tough. Dobu says, I'm not like those other tourists. To be honest with you, if you come here and you speak Japanese, you probably know enough not to become like those other tourists. And Dobu speaks more Japanese than I do. So I would say Dobu definitely does not fit into the typical foreigner thing. Either, is it Simon Shire? Says, hey Jared and chat, hope we're all doing well. It's been forever since I got to catch a stream, so it's great to be here. Well, it's great to have you, man. Fuck yeah. Thank you. David said he's not like other girls, but I know David, and he is. I want to play The Last of Us. Does anyone know if the PC version, The Last of Us Remake, is still messed up? From what I've heard, they haven't done anything to make it a more efficient remake, which sucks. I haven't heard of any major updates making the performance any better. But I have heard that it does run pretty okay at lower graphical settings, but, obviously it doesn't look as good. Dobu, I signed up for JLPT N1. Oh, fuck, dude. That sucks that you have to take that test, but imagine just being N1. That's so fucking dope. Fuck, man. I wish I could be fucking... I would settle for N2. I think N2 is enough to go to the bank and have a typical conversation and stuff. Much better than my current N nothing rating. Did I play Animal well? I did not, but it seems interesting. I don't like non-combat games very much, and I typically don't get into games like that are just strictly puzzle games. But I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad that there are games out there, even if they don't seem interesting to me. I like that there are indie devs, or I mean, it's Donkey's thing, so I don't know. I mean, that counts as an indie dev. I'm glad stuff like that's out there, but I just don't think it's for me. Digital Foundry made a video on The Last of Us PC patches. Yeah, I saw it. Well, maybe we're thinking of a different video, because I remember a video they did where they had the console and PC versions running split screen essentially, and they're switching between them back and forth, and how on PC, unless you were using the very highest settings, you were getting a less than a suboptimal experience compared to PS5, I think is how it ended up being. Oh shit, Shaolin Monks. God, that would be killer to see a Shaolin Monks remake. That was such a fun fucking game. Me and my buddy Brooks played through that. And it was at his suggestion, because I was like, really? Mortal Kombat Shaolin? Are you serious? It ended up being really fun. Do you think Dino Crisis will ever come back? I don't know, man. That series did not do well financially, even back when survival horror was like at its peak. I don't think we stand much of a chance. Okay. Finish him off with a handgun. Worth it. Only took one hit. This is the least efficient run of Resident Evil ever. You know what? And also, let's go back. Whoever the chatter was that said that there's ammo on this guy. Let's search the entire body, because you never know. He could have been. But I would have known if there was. Fuck. There is ammo on. Shit. I owe someone an apology. Imagine if Leon swapped places with Doom Guy and we went to Hell to fight the armies of Hell. What are the chances of Leon's survival? I mean, are we talking like RE4 CIA trained backflipping Leon, or RE2 kind of green in the gills, want to save everybody Leon? Do you watch horror films for October? I'm going to be honest with you. One thing that I want to change about myself is I don't do seasonal stuff very often. Like, I don't have a thing that I do, near Christmas time or Halloween, which you can tell in my content because, for covering as much survival horror as I do, you'd figure I'd have some sort of like horror content queued up for October. I never do that. I always feel like such an idiot because October comes around, and the way that my content works, I can't just like, oh, I'll just fart a video out real quick. I'm making these like 2-hour fucking deep analysis videos that takes me so long to just voice my script, 15, 16 pages. Usually, I don't know, man. I need to start doing things to celebrate the seasons because I don't pay much attention to time in general and its passage, which is why I think aging has been so weird for me because I never pay attention to how many years it's been since blank, or like that's just not my thing. So as far as my perspective goes, I just woke up with a full gray beard one day. Jared, I know you're dry, but if you get a chance, I got a bar recommendation for you in Shibuya, even if it's just for atmosphere. C'est la vie near Shibuya Crossing. Interesting. I tend to drink a lot of ginger ales because I don't drink alcohol here. Because everybody hangs out at a bar. Parasite Eve movie? Nah, never gonna happen. I wish, but I'll never see that. Which sucks because it already is so cinematic. You came out of the womb an old man? Yeah, essentially. I mean, you can watch my videos and kind of see that that's the case. Fish Repair. I still haven't heard your suggestions for music like Chevelle. The lyrics get whiny, but sometimes it's actually good vocals. Yeah, there is a sort of whininess to Chevelle. I would say the closest thing would be... Okay, so there's a band called... hold on, this is going to kill me. I forget their name every time, but they're very good. Fleshwater. They are a shoegaze band, and just due to them being shoegaze, they have the more crunchy guitar sound, and the lead singer is a girl, and she does have a sort of 90s chick alt-rock sound that approaches that whininess, but melodically follows the riffs really, really well. Look up Fleshwater. They have a song called now I'm gonna have to look. It's like Razor in the Apple or Razor Apple. Hold on. Let me see. Fleshwater. Something about a ladder too. Okay, Kiss the Ladder is my favorite, but the Razor's Apple is my second favorite. They have a little more energy than your typical Chevelle song, but I think spiritually sort of similar there. I think you might find. Which is your favorite of the Paul W.S. Anderson RE movies? I know they suck, but I also find them to be dumb, campy fun. I mean, they are really dumb, campy fun. Even the ones that I don't like, I would say the last one was the worst by far. That was physically hard for me to watch. There were so many cuts that it made me nauseous, like sometimes for the action scenes. But I think my favorite is Apocalypse, which is the second movie. It's so dumb the way the naming structure for those fucking movies. Apocalypse comes first, and it's like you really wrote yourself into a corner by making Apocalypse. Yeah, I think the second one's my favorite in terms of just like dumb, stupid fun, even though it is so stupid. Nemesis looks so bad in it. Tool or Deftones? Oh, that's tough. Okay, Deftones for the overall library, but Tool has a good 6 songs that I think are fucking amazing. Like Stinkfist is one of the most emotional songs I've ever heard without knowing actually what the lyrics mean as far as like their intent. Just the lyrics, the way that they're sang in the song is so emotional. Oh, god damn it, Josine. All right, so Josine, we had our friend Val staying here for about a month here in Japan, and her and my wife got into this Chikawa. I guess you call it a character. It's like a series of very, very short animated things, I guess. I'm pretty sure they're made for children, but my wife and Val seem to get a kick out of them. But there's this song in it. It's ooh ooh wah wah ooh wah ooh wah wah ooh wah toku taku taku chow. Yeah, that's it. Awful, terrible music, but they've gotten me so, like, I've seen it so many times I can't stop. Ammo behind the statue. Hold on, I'll go back and see if that's the case. Is there ammo behind the I never knew that. That's wild. Hey, Residents of Evil, what's up, dude? Playing the best RE game of all time. Can't argue with that. Hell yeah, RE Squad is watching and we'll be here when this after party. Dude, fuck yeah, man. Much appreciated. Sending the squad over. Shout out to all the Residents of Evil guys. For some reason, my allergies started bothering me literally right before the stream started. So we are doing things right. Always go for the double tap. Okay, let's go back to that statue though, because we're finding out a lot of new stuff about ammo, which I thought I was like already a genius in the US release of RE2. Let's check behind the statue. Because I got cocky and said that guy was wrong a second ago and then got proven to be an idiot. Okay, let's see here. Potentially hot take. I love zombie movies, but I hate how most of them involve some kind of... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's bait you out. And boosh. Okay. I love zombie movies, but I hate how most of them involve some kind of apocalypse. I like when that kind of thing is occasional. Now it's just oversaturated. Romero did it right. What I like about Romero's zombie movies, well, the Dead trilogy, is they always sort of tackled a single solitary moment in the apocalypse. Yeah, you were right. There is ammo there. Well done. Yeah, what I really enjoy is when a movie covers how life was before the outbreak and then shows the outbreak in the process of it taking place. Like the Dawn of the Dead remake, I think, did such a good job at that. She's like driving through the neighborhood, chaos is breaking out, that guy crashes into the gas station. That's what I want to see. You sort of want to see everything go to shit. I don't know why. It's a weird... It's the same reason I'm really interested in Pripyat. Like, you just kind of like seeing things that are normally very recognizable turn into something desolated and terrible. Hey, Dobu, $2. Thank you very much. Ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Much appreciated, man. And always the most informed input. Our Wii Squad recently met Shinji Mikami. That was cool. That was fucking wild is what that was. That's so insane. I'd be nervous as hell doing that. See, this section right here is a section I almost never see because I'm always sort of just playing this game. I mean, not efficiently, but you know where everything is and you know that you never need to be here. But it's really cool going to parts of the pre-rendered backgrounds, the camera angles you're not used to seeing very often. Like when you play the DualShock Director's Cut version of RE1 and you see those like alternate camera angles. It's just so cool seeing a different angle on something that is so ubiquitous that you could probably draw all of these, you know, screens by memory. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead, The Walking Dead, and Shaun of the Dead will always be the big three for me. Interesting. I found Shaun of the Dead is such a cool premise that I wish it wasn't a comedy. You know what I mean? Oh wait, did I do that wrong? Did I fuck it up? I think it's just these two that I have to do. How did I forget this? And then I think that's it there. I'm an idiot. Okay. Leon continues to steal our hearts with his hotness. This is fact. Undisputable. The library is always strange to me. I think should be an item on the bookshelves. That would be nice. As a matter of fact, since we're learning new things about the game, does anybody know about any hidden ammo in this room, maybe? I did like the Umbrella Mercenaries outfits in RE3. They made them into generic SWAT-looking uniforms in Apocalypse. Yeah, that is true. I feel like Apocalypse had the most, what's the word? Potential. Out of all of the Resident Evil movies, Apocalypse got so close to showing things that actually took place in the game. You know what I mean? Like, it was almost there. Fun fact, Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright cameoed in Land of the Dead. Really? Damn, that's kind of cool. Land of the Dead was a... You know, man, I hate to say it. It's like you don't want to disparage the dead for sure. Damn, George Romero forgot how to make zombie movies towards the end of his life. Every movie that came out was worse than the last. And I think the most interesting premise was probably Diary of the Dead. I really don't like the idea of zombies that like think and use tools and talk and stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. That's only in arrange mode. I'm an idiot. I know it's not like, I mean, it's dumb, but it just bothers the shit out of me when zombies, what I find so scary about them as a concept is their inhumanity. They are so recognizably human, walking around in our clothes and looking familiar to us in a sense that, you know, because there's parts of our lizard brain that are there specifically to recognize similar human characteristics, placement of nose, eyes, stuff like that. You can look at a silhouette and tell it's a human being because of the way that our brain composition is. Oh, fuck. Okay. Maybe we'll kill him. And then we'll dodge the rest. So that's what I find so creepily dissonant about zombies in media is especially visual media like movies and video games, is we're looking at them and we're seeing a human being, but they're acting in a way that is so inhuman. That's what scares me about them. And then when you see them start to use tools and reason and start to do things like that, it's not the same. It just doesn't hit the same notes for me. Might want to keep this with me. I believe the... You know what? Actually, I'm going to save it because I'm pretty sure the gun parts are in the desk right outside of the library, but I could be wrong about that, so Let's save it real quick, and if that's the case, we'll reload. "25 days till Silent Hill 2 Remake comes out. Are you excited to see a new take on one of the best games of all time? Keep being the best YouTuber, man." Thank you very much. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Excited isn't necessarily the word. I would say tentative apprehension. Let's call it that. Artificial. Would you have a bong hit transplant? Every single episode of Come Town where they talk about that guy is the best episode of Come Town. God damn, it's so fucking good. Fuck, what's his name, that comedian? Tom something. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Okay, you get him turning this way, and then boosh. Nice and easy. Okay, so I think it's outside the library. Let's see. Hey Avalanche, I just want to say I really enjoyed your content here on YouTube. Your Resident Evil and Silent Hill videos got my attention. Please keep up the great work, man. Frankie Rebelar? Fuck, hopefully I didn't say that too wrong. Much appreciated, dog. Thank you. Tom Myers, that's it. Dobu with $5. Thank you, Dobu. Okay, let's see how much we can get through here. Fuck. I don't know that kanji. I don't want to say wasurechatta. Fuck, I'm not knowing any. Damn it. This is all kanji I should know, by the way. Kaimata. Raigetsu na. Ayachumi. Oyachumi. Oyachumi. What is oyachumi? Do me a favor. This is going to piss you off so bad. Do me all hiragana and let's see how much I know. Just for this one favor, please, Doku. I know it'll kill you. Tom Myers, that's it. Comedian Tom Myers. It's so fucking good. Okay, let's see. Am I right? Am I right? Handgun parts? Hell yeah. Oh, we don't have that. Yeah, okay. Let's keep it on burst. Skare. Okay, so skarechatta. Skarechatta. Hold on. I'm gonna do this myself. Skaru. To be pickled or well seasoned. Okay, so who's got the? Oh fuck, that's a lot of Freddy Fazbear. I cannot read all that kanji. I can read Spain no. And then shite nai. But that's all I got. Okay, so Dario Romero's remastered consoles. We're turning this into a fucking test. Okay. Guransu? Guransu wa Arayiru. Desmetaru Yoryu teimasu. Okay, what is the kanji right after ara yuru? Something de desumeteru yori. And I don't know that kanji. Something de teimasu. Okay, Dobu's got me. Alright, so ja tsukare chatta kara neru zo ha haishin shinai. Haishin shinai. By mata shiketsu na. Hold on, there's the little heart things in the way. There we go. Ayachi. Oh, is it oyasumi? Oyasumi. That's what I assumed. Okay, so you. All right, tsukarechatta. So you overslept? Isn't? No. That's nebo chatta. So tsukarechatta kara neru so. So you're going to go to sleep. Wa ishin shinai by mata. And then oyasumi, so you're telling me good night. Okay. Oh, grunji wa arayuru ten de metaru yori sugurete imasu. Grunji. Oh, like grunge? He's saying grunge. Oh no, I knew Raigetsu. I could. That's the one thing I could read was Raigetsu. Neruso. So why Oyachumi? Why is it not Oyasumi? Explain that to me. Oh, that's what I want to know. And what the fuck were we doing again? Oh, we're going over here. Sorry. I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. Yeah. If you don't stream again until then, I'll see you next month. I got you. Okay. I should have probably intuited that. Saikin, watashi no 日本語の読む方が Damn it, how do you say has gone down? Fuck, what is to go down? It's shit. I completely forget the word. See, I can't even complete my own sentence. All right, let's say this. 最近日本の読む方がちょっと難しいになりました。すみません。漢字を勉強いります。もちろん。Grunge is superior to death metal in every way. Gotta disagree. Have to hard disagree there. I never really... Well, here's the thing. There is no defined grunge. That's the biggest problem. So, I mean, you can't really tell me that Pearl Jam sounds like Soundgarden. And Soundgarden sounds nothing like Nirvana. Like, grunge just doesn't... Yomi no uryoku ga boru boru ni nachatta. Okay. Boru boru. Okay, yeah. Because there's boru boru and then there's what's the other one where it's like to slightly go up? It's the same kind of like onomatopoeia type of thing, like boru boru. It's I completely forgotten it. I mean, you said in Japanese, so it must be true. Fuck. Nirvana sucks. Oh, finally. Finally somebody agrees. I booted up a save file, so I'm playing the game with you. Now I know where the hidden item spots are. See, that's the kind of service we're providing here today. That and very poorly translated Japanese. You know, I should have played this in Japanese, actually. Nihon no geimu wa ii renshu to omoimasu. Soundgarden sounds quite like Audio Slave. I mean, vocally maybe, but I would say Soundgarden does not sound very much like Audio Slave as far as actual music goes. Jared, I think in one of your streams you mentioned Bush. They're a grunge band too. Really? See? Yeah, like, could you really tell me that Bush sounds like Soundgarden? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a nebulous genre term. That's why I don't like the idea of grunge, because it doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's no real single grunge. Also, can you guys help me out? I completely forgot the first. You know what? Actually, I'll do it myself. I don't need you. Yeah, the remake comes up, of course. I fucking hate the remake now. 2236, thank you. Everybody outside here. Fuck, somebody already said boobs. That was gonna be my joke. Okay, so we don't have the shotgun with us, which is going to make this hallway very hard. So I think it's probably in our best interest just to go over here and go back up to the thing. Ooh, Benny-chan, Nihon ni ryoko tanoshinde ne. Benny, if you're listening, Dobu says to have a good time vacationing in Japan. Oh, watashi to Benny-chan wa Tokyo Game Show ni kitemasu. Fuck you. Oh, I was gonna go to the fucking... I'm an idiot. I kind of don't want to tackle that part yet. Suck my fucking asshole. Oh, maybe... Yeah, no, I think it is Tokyo Game Show we want to go to. We found out that there's going to be, like, a playable demo of Silent Hill 2 at TGS, so he wants to. Then he says, I won't do it. Hey, Jared, do you know Rata Blanca? Rata Blanca. That sounds so fucking familiar. Yes. It's like Spanish fucking heavy music, right? Like animal? I thought it was, hold on. Let's see, Rata Blanca. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I was thinking about. Oh, it's all Japanese fucking results for me. And Rata Branca really turns well into katakana, oddly enough. From the dead body in the door in the office, yes, I did get that ammo. Fell on Black Days is genuinely a great song. I think Blow Up the Outside World is probably my favorite Soundgarden song. But, I mean, like, there's a lot of really great... There's way more good Soundgarden songs than there are Nirvana. That is for goddamn sure. Yeah, we might as well. Fuck it. We'll do this first. And then we'll go back through the first floor hallway. Digimon or Pokemon? Digimon all the way, baby. Hey Jared, a newbie to Silent Hill, how would you recommend playing 2? 1 is straightforward since it's solely on the PS1, but how should I go about 2, 3, and 4? Well, you know, honestly, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. The Xbox version is definitely missing a lot of graphical stuff that was present in the original. But if you're not really looking for like the purest, most original version of that really doesn't matter to a first-time player. You know what I mean? It's not going to change the experience for you very much. Although there is very slight performance hiccups on the Xbox version that aren't present in the PS2 original. That being said, on PC, if you download Silent Hill and install it, and install the Enhanced Edition patch, it is much better of an option. You can play in 16:9. They've went through and completely addressed all of the cutscenes and camera angles to make sure that they don't reveal too much of unseen things in the environment, all kinds of stuff. The Enhanced Edition is wildly cool. So I would say if you're going for the best fidelity, the Enhanced Edition on PC is probably the best way to go, if only because the people making it focused mainly on improvements versus additions. So everything that they've done, from adjusting the static visual to any sort of fixes they've applied, has been in the pursuit of making it more like the PS2 original, just obviously more higher res and nicer looking. PS3 backwards compat with physical copies. I mean, honestly, PS3 does a pretty good job with PS2 emulation, so that is certainly an option, but so few people have PS3s that are PS2 backwards compatible nowadays. Those things sell for so much. Astro Chillmatic, love your content, bro. Thanks for all the great RE content. Dude, I'm happy you like it, man. I'm glad to put it out there. That stuff's fun as hell to make. And I enjoy doing shit like this. I need to stream more often. I know I say this all the time, but I really do. This is therapy for me. Naked Snake, love your stuff, Avalanche. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, sucking my dick. What's up, dude? Jared, I've been watching your videos for about a decade now, and I can't remember a time when you didn't yell, suck my asshole, among other similar phrases when you get upset. When did you start using it? I honestly don't know, and I should probably stop. And it's too fun to say. You know what my problem is? I worry that I become too predictable, and I think that's the case. Please do audiobooks. If you saw how hard it was for me to read my own scripts and voice my own stuff, it would take me a year to finish a recording for a book. You have no idea. I'm so dyslexic. It is so hard for me to read that it makes voiceovers just a near impossibility. I can do maybe 4, if I'm going crazy, 5 pages a day when I'm recording my own scripts. And those are words that I've written that I'm very familiar with. I couldn't even imagine approaching a book and voicing it. And then you have to do voices too. And I don't know if you've noticed, I can't talk anywhere outside of this specific register right here. When I tell jokes in my videos, I can't change the way that I speak in order to tell them. So I sound like a fucking idiot. It's terrible. Would I consider doing a 24-hour stream starting now? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'd have to like have throat lozenges with me. My throat genuinely hurts after I stream because I talk so much. I bet the modified handgun and the knife would be a nice combination. Because you can down zombies so fast with this thing and then just get in a few cheeky knife hits. Honestly, turn speed is perfect in RE2. No fucking adjustments necessary. It's so good. There's jokes in the videos? Yeah, it's called my writing. I think, is it first aid spray on the drawer? The fact that you have such a perfect reading / speaking voice, yet to have such hard dyslexia proves God is a twisted sense. It really, no joke, that is genuine honesty. I've told this story before, but I never really thought of myself as having a necessarily pleasing voice at all. I mean, I had a death metal band, so like I obviously didn't have any idea that my voice was liked by anyone. But when I worked at a call center for what was essentially a fucking scam, I would have people, old people specifically, tell me all the time, like, well, you sound like one of those old radio DJs. If your throat's going to be sore, it might as well do it for a good cause. Oh, do it for a local charity. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be super fun, actually. Although I will be honest with you, I do, and it's from watching other streamers that I have this issue, but I do kind of have a thing about asking for other people to donate their money to causes that I've selected. I don't know, it's weird. I would rather just donate my own money if that's going to be the case. King Conquer, buy the merch at the door. You know, there's a few King Conquer shirts that I actually designed floating around out there, oddly enough. I think it's lame the bowgun never came back in RE2 Remake. I mean, yeah, I get that, but also I never used it, to be honest. Okay, so now we have... where are we going? There, to that. What else do we have? Oh. These two. I'm an idiot. Here we go. DJ Avalanche in the morning on KF 99.1, your source of survival horror goodness. I could probably do that, right? Is this an AMA? It is. Ask me anything you want. My life is an open book. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I would imagine not very much. Woodchucks are generally very small. Even working at maximum efficiency, average lifespan of a woodchuck being, what, let's say 10 to 12 years maximum. Probably not a lot of wood. This ain't your grandpa's station. We play Resident Evil here. Bringing you the hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. I was obsessed with this one radio station in Miami, Salsa 98. And the DJ would just, the way he would say Salsa 98, it just sounded so fucking good. Well, yes. I think I will take the precinct key, thank you. Did that even flicker? How are people supposed to know that's there? Oh, that's how it went. It was like salsa, salsa, salsa 98. Jared plus Wolverine, Jarlverine. It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as good. Do you ever get tired of playing RE games? I mean, be genuine. Even as an RE fan, I get tired of it after so long. Yeah, that's why I tend to work on a lot of projects that have nothing to do with survival horror in general. Like, I have 43 pages of a script going so far for fan translations. And I have that many games captured. I have a 4 terabyte NVMe portable hard drive here, like a USB drive. And it is filled to the brim with about 2 terabytes of captured footage for fan translations. So I work on projects in between playing survival horror games, but I'll be honest with you, lately my real interest has kind of lied in like modern day survival horror games. Crow Country, Conscript. What did I just get done playing? Hollow Body, obviously. I've been really enjoying more modern takes on the survival horror formula than I have classic RE. But with games like Resident Evil 2, I mean, this is a comfy old sweater for me. I could play this game day in and day out and not really ever get tired of it. It just... everything about it is something that I can attach to like a very specific like fun or interesting memory or point in my life. So with this game and Code Veronica, I could probably keep playing them till I die and be totally fine. I like Walter Mercado. Mucho, mucho, mucho amor. I wish Real Radio was like Chatterbox from the old GTA games. Oh, that would be nice. We'll go this way. Conscript looks cool as hell. It's very fun. Although the last time we streamed it, we encountered an invisible rat that couldn't be killed, which was a very interesting bug. I know exactly why it's there, though, because he had just addressed the rat thing and had instituted a shit ton of bug fixes for the rats. I think Jared would vibe with Vampire 2D. With the PS1 game, I think that game had so much fucking potential. It's really interesting. Can we just appreciate that Shinji Mikami came out and said no to a Dino Crisis remake because we don't need it? Okay, so I can understand why you would like that as a move or appreciate it in some kind of way, but you have to understand Shinji Mikami didn't do that out of some like fuck that, I you know, we don't need it, so we're not going to do it thing. Shinji Mikami is just flat out terrified of doing a sequel for a game that he's created. I mean, you can count on one hand and two fingers the amount of times that he's actually sequeled one of his own games. And it comes from like this creative ADD that he has. He's just physically unable to, I mean, just God damn it, man. Take a game that you created and make a sequel for it. That's all I fucking ask for. He didn't make this, by the way. This was not Shinji Mikami. Shinji Mikami took his hands off the RE2 project because he wanted to change it so much. Evil Within, he didn't do the sequel to that either. Like, he is physically impossible of sequeling one of his own creations, and it's so goddamn annoying. He's such like a creative cunt. I hate it. He has such good initial ideas, and then everything after that is the worst thing I've ever heard. God, I fucking hate that guy so much. I mean, you have to have respect for somebody who invented this genre, essentially. I mean, I know it obviously existed before him in terms of like Alone in the Dark and even early PC games that had very similar mechanics. But to be completely and utterly honest, the only good thing Shinji Mikami ever did was think up Resident Evil 1 and then not have the resources to actually put together his fucking plan for it. Because if he had his way, the series would have turned into Resident Evil 4 after Resident Evil 1. Dino Crisis, I mean, he didn't do the sequel there either. I fucking hate this so bad. I don't want to be an asshole. But Shinji Mikami is one of the most overrated fucking game developers outside of Suda51. The guy just comes up with these really great initial ideas that work out awesome on paper and then fucking sucks for the rest of the time he creates video games. Oh fuck, I was gonna do a red herb for that. I'm an idiot. Imp with $2. Thank you very much. Have you heard of the game Compound Fracture? I have. If it's a PS1 aesthetic game with dithering, I have heard of it. Compound Fracture looks great. True, it took him skipping most of the Resident Evils until 4 and the remake. And when you think about it, and let's be very honest here, Resident Evil 4 was not necessarily a Resident Evil game. That was an action game that Mikami had been wanting to make for a very long time, and Capcom gave him the Resident Evil license to do it. Do we have all of the things now? What else do we need the diamond key for? We need the heart key over here. Totally forget. Get him. I respect him. There you go. The best thing Shinji Mikami did was make RE4. I don't know about that there. Jared, let it all out. I mean, if you can't tell, I've been having issues with this for a while. Very annoying. Bothers the hell out of me. Jared, well, to be fair, not every game or movie needs a sequel. For example, John Carpenter's The Thing. Did it get a kind of sequel in the form of a game? But the original Thing film... Yeah, I agree with that completely. But that's the problem. Resident Evil was very good, but would you want to live in a world where Resident Evil 2 didn't exist? This is such a good, like, refinement of RE1's mechanics. It is a perfect copy of what RE1 was, with the scope just increased, and it's so fucking good for it. I think that there are series that do benefit from sequels, and if you are going to make a sequel, that's great. But Shinji Mikami's problem is he tends to want to sequel his games by completely changing them. Like, his idea for a sequel to Resident Evil was Resident Evil 4. And while we can agree that RE4 is a very well-made action game, I think we could probably also agree that it has almost nothing to do with Resident Evil, minus the mention of Leon and the Umbrella Corporation. Like, I think we can agree on that. There is almost nothing in Resident Evil 4 that would have you believe that it belonged to the game that we're playing right now. The thing did get a prequel, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it also wasn't great. I think just like everybody else, it's the CG that really, I would have loved to, I mean, the original was just based on its practical effects. I don't understand why we wouldn't kind of keep that spirit alive with the prequel. Any chance you'll do reviews of RE7, 8, 2, 3, 4, and VR? Since you already reviewed every version of the games, might as well do. One day I would like to play the VR versions. Right now, I don't think VR is worth enough for me to invest in it. Give me original RE1, 2, and 3, or give me death. It's the correct mindset to have. And, you know, I do have to, at the very least, recognize that I have a bias for the original games in the series, obviously. The games that I'm playing right now, the ones that I grew up with, they are going to be the ones that I enjoy the most, obvious. Oh, fuck, I forgot there's 2 of them. God damn it. Fucking. Every time I walk around that corner, it's the same issue. So yes, I obviously have a bias to the original survival horror entries in the series, but that being said, I think that there was still more to be done with this formula, and we didn't necessarily need to change the formula in order for the series to continue thriving. What we needed to do is, and this is a big argument for most people, is you have to keep in mind that at the time, Capcom was pumping out Resident Evil games like every fucking year, on the year. And sales were sort of starting to drop. And this is true. Like that is actually true. But you have to keep in mind, that's why sales were dropping, is because we were getting a Resident Evil game every year. And it's very hard to iterate on a formula when you're given how many months to fucking finish a game. Like that's, you know, I mean, they're working in within the same engine and stuff, and they're very familiar with the formatting, obviously. But I think that we didn't necessarily see a true survival horror follow-up to Resident Evil 2 because they had been making Resident Evil games so often. Okay, now we can get into that's the hard key. So I think if Capcom would have taken their foot off the gas a bit, we could have seen a Resident Evil series that had a bit more refinement between entries. And we could have seen, I mean, because I think the Dreamcast release of Code Veronica was a perfect example of iterating on the Resident Evil formula incrementally in a way that makes sense. So you're allowing the series to continue to evolve with gaming technology, more powerful consoles, 3D rendering, stuff like that. But you're keeping the general formula roundabout the same. You have these fixed perspectives. With Code Veronica, we had a camera that would follow the character across a large swath of environment. That was fucking amazing. Like that was so fucking cool. I would love to see the series continue with that. And I think the closest we got was RE2 Remake, and I don't think we've gotten a game that has been so spiritually true to the OG series since RE2 Remake. Which really sucks. Because I think the gaming industry as a whole could use a good, slow-paced horror game. I mean, I know that there are plenty in the indie scene, and that's good. But the indie scene is sort of separate from AAA in a lot of ways. And it would be amazing to see a company pour AAA tier funding into a game that just played like this. I mean, I get that probably tank controls aren't going to stick around in the future, despite them being perfectly usable in a modern application, period. I mean, they work. Tank controls are not confusing once you wrap your head around the idea that up is not up for you, up is up for the character. But I think we could continue the slower plotting, more methodical horror atmosphere of your typical Resident Evil title while keeping modern gaming temperaments in mind. So, vis-a-vis your Resident Evil 2 remake style. It is a third-person shooter, but it's more... it tends to lean more on kind of slow-building horror, resource management, backtracking, familiarity with your environment, puzzle solving. I mean, a lot of it was there. A lot of that early RE2 blood flowed through the veins of Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I think Capcom was heading in the right direction. And all of us were telling them that, by the way. This is not like, oh, you guys didn't come out. That game sold really well. And Capcom was aware of a massive fan reaction to it. So what was their immediate fucking thing that they did? More action, less of the stuff that people liked about it. The fuck? And then it's like, okay, don't worry, guys. We got you. Resident Evil Village. This is going to be so dope. You guys are going to love it. You know all that stuff you liked about RE2 Remake? Gone. Not here anymore. Which we know from you saying that you liked it, you were going to like. Which is like... Imagine being so fucking bad at business. Like... Oh, God. Capcom could teach a class on how to not run a fucking corporation. It would be fucking incredible. Okay, let's do this. Let's say that you're a restaurant, and your restaurant has been booming as far as business goes lately. People have been really liking your restaurant. So you're thinking to yourself, well, why is that? All right, so let's poll potential restaurant fucking patrons. Let's poll them on what they enjoy. It's the hamburgers. They really like the meat in the hamburgers. All right, perfect. So first thing we're going to do to make this business work, hamburgers off the menu. It's like, that is Capcom's business model, and it is so fucking retarded that I struggle to comprehend it and explain it to you. It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, and they do it every time. And every single time I'm surprised. Like, oh man, I can't believe they're making a dumb business move. I can't believe they're taking something that sold really well and then deciding to throw it out the window. I fucking hate it so much. You guys have genuinely no idea. You have no fucking idea. Tank control. Hey, well, El Bono Ostrich, what's up, dude? And yes, tank controls for life. I love these Jared tangents. Capcom Redemption arc, yeah, never gonna fucking happen. This is the most unbusiness savvy corporation that has ever existed. Nobody hates making money more than Capcom. Every time Capcom gets to a position where they can make money, they actively avoid it like the plague. And it is incredible to watch in real time. It's all of the evil of Enron with none of the purposeful actions. Like, imagine if Enron was like, oh, whoops, we fucked up and did some of the least moral business things ever imagined by human beings. That was pretty amazing. But it's Capcom, and it's Capcom literally destroying their own business over and over again. Not true. You could be embraced. This is true, actually. Or EA, where EA will buy a game developer who specializes in a certain type of game, not allow them to make that type of game, and then close them down when they're not able to make the type of game that they... Nobody in video games understands what profits are. It's fucking wild. I mean, keep in mind, I'm a guy who cannot control his own finances. I buy upscaling gear. I'm an idiot. And I'm sitting here, like, credibly critiquing the business dealings of a bunch of people who should know much more than I do. We live in fucking clown world in every single way. I don't know why it is I can never get a fucking clean run in this hallway. Those two dogs never come into that first hallway for me. I ordered Resident Evil on my Alexa and didn't specify. That's going to be interesting. The only time EA hasn't done that is when they bought Codemasters, who only makes racing games. Oh, that's true. R.I.P. Visceral, exactly. They know how to make billions from microtransactions, that's for sure. They do. And you know what? There's... so I'm a big time... back when Jim Sterling just went by Jim Sterling. I was a big fan of Jim Sterling because he was a huge consumer advocate, and that is laudable as hell. But I did not agree with his take on the idea that we can't blame the people who buy microtransactions for buying microtransactions. We have to blame the company who makes them available. I understand the logic behind that. I do get it. But it was taken to this point where it was almost seen as like victim blaming, and it's not. These are retarded people who should not have access to credit cards. Period. And I think we are 100% in our rights to say the reason why microtransactions are what they are because stupid people buy them a lot. And I don't think that that's like wrong to point out. And I didn't like that that was the conversation around microtransactions. It was all about how evil is EA for offering them. It's like, how about why are people so stupid that they're paying for them? Blame both, like Asmon Goldilocks. Man, I feel bad for not liking that guy because he seems like he genuinely would be like a fun guy to sit and talk to. But there's something almost immoral about living the way that he does. It's like, you shouldn't live in filth like that, dude. You should have some self-respect as a man. And at least, I mean, like, listen, your workspace is not going to be the most tidy thing in the world all the time. You know, right now I have 2 mouses. We were going to play Resident Evil Dead Aim, but none of my USB mouses work on my PS2. I've got a PS Vita just sitting around. I've got a pair of pants in the corner. This is not the cleanest workspace anyone's ever seen before. But I don't have roaches crawling all over me when I stream. And I'm not like disgusting and leave food everywhere. It's like, fuck, man. Just, you know, like, he doesn't seem like a bad guy necessarily. But I think that there was someone on Twitter, they were like a fellow streamer. Who was it? It was that weird chick who wears the hijab. I forget her name. Frogan, I think? Maybe it was Frogan. It could have been another streamer of the same ilk. But she said, like, I think it's immoral that Asmongold kept his sick mother in those kind of conditions. And that's a really fucked up thing to say, but... it's a pretty good point, too. Dude could just hire cleaners. He absolutely could. So, and when you know, because he's a millionaire, which makes you wonder if he's putting all of his money into, like, what is he doing? Listen, I mean, I am, you could imagine with my very small following, I am not a millionaire. I do not have access to millions of dollars, but I have a pretty clean gaming PC that I use to create content with. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 consoles hooked up to a single pretty nice TV, you know? Like, what does Asmongold have to show for everything that he's done? He spends hours and hours on stream, and he's got nothing to show for it. His life is sort of disgusting, and he looks like a guy who doesn't have very much. Not in the way that, like, oh, it's very, what's the word? Like altruistic, the way he like forgoes the pleasures of the world or something. It's not like that at all. He looks very dirty and very malnourished, and he doesn't invest in himself. Like, fuck, man, go to the gym, eat nice. Don't look like you're dying all the time because all you do is fucking order like takeout from really nasty places. You have the freedom and the ability to do anything you want, and you choose to do nothing. It's fucking wild. Don't do that. Say it, Jared. Asmongold. I mean, I can't really talk shit on that front, can I? It would be a little fucked up if I talked shit about somebody losing their hair. I mean, imagine if I grew mine out. It'd be a fucking nightmare. Oh, okay, here we go. This will work. He's humble, though. I mean, I guess to a degree, yeah. But he kind of should be, because he's sort of garbage. Like, it'd be weird if he wasn't humble. He lives like a piece of shit, and you shouldn't live like that, even if you are poor as fuck. I mean, listen, I grew up with not a lot of money, even though my mom would hate for me to say this. My mom grew up destitute. Like, her family did not have very much money at all. And that's her understanding what being poor is. So when we couldn't afford to rent a $5 video game, but like once every 2 months, she thinks that that's not poor, which I disagree with, but you know, fair enough. But I grew up with not a lot of money. I did not have a lot of things, but I tried to keep the stuff around me relatively tidy, at least. Go to the gym, universal advice, potential cure-all in some cases. It's helped me out so much that I can't even verbalize. It has done so much good for me to just focus on my own health. And keep in mind, the term health is sort of fluid, because I could be talking about, you know, mental health, which is genuinely important, but I wouldn't say quite. I think it's tied to physical health in a lot of ways. And I think it's really hard for you to be at peak physical condition and still be struggling severely mentally. I think once you figure out how to get yourself into the place where you want to be physically, you learn a lot of the tools that it would take to get yourself to the place where you want to be mentally. It's not, you know, going to cure depression, but it will treat it, I think. You know what I mean?
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told
Come on, Jared. More tangents about Asmongold. Talk about his rotting teeth he pulled with pliers. I mean, I can't talk a lot of shit like that, too. I'm missing a lot of teeth, but it's because I was poor and I couldn't pay for, I needed root canals, and I had teeth that were knocked out that needed to be replaced. And when you don't have money or dental insurance, it's $100 to pull a tooth, or like $3,000 to get a fucking root canal. So I was pulling teeth. When I needed root canals, I would just pull them because I didn't have the money to get root canals done.
I say we leave him in there.
When people who are rich like Asmongold have bad dental hygiene, it's like, it makes me feel like, what the fuck, dude?
But I'm not about to leave this.
Lifting weights basically did cure my depression. I mean, I can tell you right now that it's probably the reason I'm still alive today in a lot of ways, potentially including that one. You want to be careful when recommending people do a certain thing, because you don't want to promise the world and then underdeliver. But I feel like if there is one thing that could potentially deliver the world, it is focusing on yourself. And that means whatever version of it that is for you. take your own interests into mind and pursue them, whether that be physical fitness, whether that be learning a hobby, learning a language, teaching yourself things like this stuff that I'm obsessed with, retro upscaling. It is
All right, I'm
so
going.
dumb, and it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I have put so much effort and time into learning it. I have had so much fun learning about how to get games that started as 240p and make them 4K. Find your version of that. It might be, like I said, learning a language, learning how to solder. It might be learning electrical engineering. Even as a person who doesn't work in the field or anything like that, find your version of that. For me, physical fitness was another rabbit hole to fall into where I could research supplements, the best form to have when working out. There's all kinds of shit that you could find yourself just completely entrenched in and just fully committed to. And it's so much better of a way to spend your time than sitting around and doing nothing, you know? Benny Gergman says, people who have toxic hellhole communities are the kind of people I stay away from, and dear God, is Asmongold's community something rotten. I've never really heard anything about the people who like Asmongold, to be honest with you, but I mean, I don't necessarily think that that's far-fetched to say. I would imagine that would be the case. I mean, if you surround yourself with trash physically, I would imagine you probably surround yourself with trash human beings as well. Flaming Pencil, would you recommend Hollow Body? Yes, very much. I think it is a very Silent Hill-like experience. We can go ahead and put these in so that we don't have to carry them all the way upstairs. Should be good. Guilty Gear or Mortal Kombat? Guilty Gear every time. Although, to be fair, I don't like Mortal Kombat, but I do like Injustice too. So. Matic Epitome says, as someone who has struggled with the big sads, physical fitness has become such a joy in my life over the last year. I've been obsessed looking up workouts. It helps so much. It really does. Shot John says, hate or love Asmin, he does not care. He is super successful, built himself a place, and he is doing well. Your like or dislike means very little to him. I would imagine that's the case. And I mean, look at where it's coming from. I don't necessarily have a quarter of what he has, but this is the real question. It's not about what Asmongold thinks, because you are correct. He has achieved a lot of success. What has he gotten from that success? He's no more physically healthy than he was before. I would imagine he's no more mentally healthy. He spends a lot of his time just engaging with what a lot of people would call a toxic community. He spends a lot of his time dealing with the criticisms of the people around him. And sometimes that's his fault for having a bullshit take, which he has had before. I will reiterate, he seems like a nice guy. And most of the time, I tend to agree with where he's coming from when he's talking about things. What I'm talking about is he's put so much effort into becoming successful. I mean, you have to stream for long periods of time. I've only been streaming 2 hours and 11 minutes. My voice is killing me, and I feel like doing something else. So I'm not necessarily saying that streaming is hard, but if you're going to do it for hours and hours and hours a day, what is the result? Because his success is only theoretical. He's not received anything. He is as dirty and destitute and lacking in shit as he was before he found success. He had a streaming computer before he was successful. He now has a streaming computer. He streams in the same room. It's in the same condition. He has not gained anything in reality. He's no more mentally healthy, I would imagine, given how much he has to deal with, which a lot of times is not his fault, but does come from that success. The point is not necessarily that I'm criticizing him so that he'll hear it and he'll think that I'm coming from a place of superiority, because I'm not. My point is that he has put a lot of time and effort into achieving physically nothing. He has nothing to show for his success. He is streaming to a shit ton of people, and they hear his words, sure. What, like, and this is not to be mean to people who want to make this their career, because there are plenty of people. This isn't anything. What I'm doing to you right here, I mean, I'm speaking to you guys, and that's fine, I guess, but I'm not. This is not something to give anything away for. Like, at the end of the day, how many? There's 154 people, according to YouTube, watching this. That's a lot of people. And I'm very thankful to be able to say that 154 people listen to what I say. But that's not an accomplishment. That's not a real thing in real life. When it comes time, when I'm laying in a hospital bed nearing the end, and I don't mean to say this to insult any of you as if like your presence here doesn't matter to me. That's not the case, and that's not my intention. But I don't think I'll think about being able to have 150 people watch me play Resident Evil 2. That's not an accomplishment, you know? Accomplishments are things that you've done to yourself. And Asmongold essentially owns the same shit that he owned when he wasn't successful. He lives the same way. His house sucks. It's a terrible place to live in. His life is ostensibly as bad as it was before he found success. So I would argue that the effort that he put into success resulted in almost nothing. In probably more negatives. I think he would agree. More negatives than positives. And that's my point. If you're going to put your effort into something, it should be something that improves you or your station. For example, I'm sure he has a lot of money now. He doesn't do anything with that money. He doesn't own any more than he did before. And, you know, we could be very spiritual and say that ownership doesn't equal happiness or anything like that. But if you're going to put hours and hours and hours every single day into a career with the goal of it earning you money,
Think fast. Here's one more.
should you not accomplish things with that money? You know,
Hey,
I feel bad because, like I said, he seems like a nice guy. This would be advice that I would give him to his face in the same sense. It's like, you got to do something with your life, man, because streaming is not an accomplishment. What I'm doing right here with you guys, as fun as it can be, this isn't what my world should be. And these are not the fruits of my labor. This is my labor, and it's leading to things. You know, I stream because, you know, it is fun talking to a lot of people, and I do tend to be sort of isolated, not only living in a foreign country, but also being a YouTuber, which means, you know, my sleep schedule could be crazy. I'm not around when people are. I can be hard to get a hold of. Benny Gerkman can vouch for that. But what I'm doing right here, this isn't the end result, man. This is the means to the end. And I think with people like Asmongold, I worry that they're mistaken in the sense that they feel like this is the accomplishment. It's like, no, this is the process on the way to the accomplishment. And Steve, you live in a foreign country. Yeah, I'm in Tokyo right now. Deftones or Dirty Phonics? I've never heard of Dirty Phonics before. Also, which one of you got me started on fucking Asmongold? Who's responsible? I want you to fucking raise your hand in chat. I know it was one of you. I don't remember getting off on this on my own. Somebody fucking pointed me in this direction. Anyways, I'm not trying to talk down to anybody or anything, but it's like I am pretty old at this point, and I think I've probably learned things through. I've lived a very strange life, and I've done a lot that I would call our accomplishments, and I don't think having thousands of people who don't know your middle name and probably would continue living their lives just the same if you died surround you is necessarily an accomplishment. I mean, I am very proud to have 184,000 subscribers on YouTube, But that in and of itself is not the accomplishment. It's the joy that those things bring to me in an auxiliary sense that, oh, suck my fucking ass. See, I should go for more every time. There is a window where you cannot take damage there. I need to be more or less, I guess, predictable with my cussing. Wait for it. There it is. That's the window. Fuck you. Serious question, Mr. Jared. What are 5 things that keep you happy and sane? Beautiful individual with great taste in video games. Thank you very much. 5 things. My wife, number 1. My surroundings, which means not only my workspace, but the fact that I live in Tokyo, in Japan. So this is going to sound weird, and I don't know if anybody else has this happen to them, because I don't necessarily think it's necessarily dependent on living in a foreign country, but I walk to the gym, or sometimes when it's not hot, I skate to the gym at night, and I just smile looking at all the stuff around me and realize, like, yeah, I'm here. I did this. This is one of my accomplishments that I consider. That's definitely one of them. Where I am in life keeps me happy. My physical location right now keeps me very happy. It's 5 things. Creativity, like creative output, keeps me very happy and sane. Physical fitness and hobbies keep me happy. I think that's 5. Evan Prince says, what is your middle name? Allen. Which is like Jared Allen Wake. Fuck, I should have capitalized on that. I'm an idiot. Damn. Figured. Go hear them when you get a minute. Okay, Dirty Phonics. I think I'll remember that. Libe, 43 months as a member. Thank you so much for all the support, man. 2031, Asmongold merges with the mold in his home and mutates. Military suffer heavy casualties at the hands of creature. Florida man is our only hope. But will he come to our aid? That is the question. Is there enough meth to... So I used to have this amazing idea for a band name, Meth Before Dishonor, and it was going to have the Florida state shape in the logo. Wife cameo. Yeah, I just told her this morning that we need to stream together more because people love seeing her around, and she genuinely is such a like cool personality to have on stream. But I will say that I sort of, if you are one of the people who've been wanting my wife to stream more with me, I am part of the reason why it's not quite like her cup of tea, because I do tend to get like overly frustrated when she's playing like survival horror games. I'm like, no, go that way. And then she, goes a different way or something like that. I was like, no, you fucking idiot. Like I get pissed and I shouldn't, but I do kind of have like anger problems. So Avalanche, actual favorite food and favorite dessert. Okay, favorite food at the moment, it's between curry udon and gyudon. So beef bowl or big thick ass Slurpee noodles with curry instead of broth. And favorite dessert at the moment, it is a type of shaved ice that you can get at a restaurant here in Tokyo that has a mango drizzle on it. And the shaved ice is condensed milk. Ugh, so good. Florida straight edge. We are meth before dishonor. Open this pit up. Dude, that's it. Meth before dishonor is where it's at, I'm telling you. We just have to hope that he gets in front of me, but he doesn't. Okay. Meth before dishonor, man. I'm telling you. That's it. Another really good, and it's simplistic, but it's still really good. A band name that I thought up was Pipe Wrench. That just sounds hard as fuck. Have you played Obscure the Aftermath? I'm sure you have. I have, and I kind of prefer the original. The Aftermath is more of like a third-person shooter. The original is more of a survival horror game. Oh, fuck. Fluffy Bunny. Fuck, that reminds me. I should probably talk about that. I don't know if I talked about it here on YouTube. I did mention it on Twitter. Rufus, he did die. And I don't know if I've streamed since he has. It was a few months ago. Those of you that knew Rufus, he did have kidney disease for a good long while, and me and Josine every single day gave him his sub-Q fluids, which kept him really happy and healthy for years and years and years. He lived so long. He was, I want to say 17 or 18 years old when he finally went. But it sucked. It was really fucking bad, dude. Really, really shitty. And to be honest, me and Josine are still sort of like you know, I'll myself personally, I have gotten to the place where I can more be happy that he was around, more than I am sad that he's gone. But it is, man, it sucks so bad. He was such a good little buddy to me. He was always around. He always wanted to be around me. And it's like, even when I would stream, you guys would hear him meowing in the background. He had this thing right here by my right-hand side. He never did it on the left, only on the right. I'd be sitting and I'd have my headphones on and editing, so I couldn't hear him yelling for me. So he would come up and he would get his little paws right here up on the side, the armrest of the chair, and he would just reach up and just paw at my arm to let me know that he was there so I could put him on my lap. And I miss that so fucking much. Rufus has passed. Oh man. Yeah, he did. It sucks really bad. But like I said, we got so many good years with him. We had such a good time with that cat. He gave us years and years and years of just companionship and happiness. It's, you know, it's hard, or it feels hard to make it a negative when there was so much positives involved as well. Sleep well, sweet prince. Rufus, our king, may you meow in cat heaven and lord over others there. I think that he would. Yeah, he was just such an amazingly unique cat as far as his personality went. No joke. Bro, now I'm depressed. Yeah, I know. It's I honestly, I didn't talk about it for the first little bit because I didn't like. I won't lie. I would cry if I talked about it a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. But yeah, he was our best friend, and he was such a good friend. And, you know, I mean, if you have an animal, you know that, you know, our animals are family, and we treated him exactly like that. He was our family. It's depressing now. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about the fact that he was. It's just because we kind of. I mean, to be fair, we do still every once in a while. Like 2 or 3 nights ago, I went upstairs to put something in the kitchen, and the lights were off, and I saw my hat on the counter, and it just literally looked like Rufus, all brebbed up, sitting like a loaf of bread. So I still see him sometimes out of the corner of my eye, which is fucking good and bad. You know what I mean? Evan Prince says, if I lost my dog, I'd be crippled for months. Yeah, that's how it was. Me and Josine were just walking around like zombies around the house. We just didn't know what to do, didn't know what to think. It was terrible. You're obviously a cool person because you loved him. He was a much cooler person than me, I can tell you that much. I mean, some of you guys got to see him on stream, and you could see his personality, I think. I mean, people fell in love with that cat. It's not just, I mean, obviously, you know, a cat shows up on stream. The people watching the stream are going to love the cat because it's a cat, and cats are just inherently really cool. But people who would come to stay at our house, we have like really close friends who will come and watch movies and stuff back when we lived in America. And now that we live in Tokyo, we have a guest room where our friends always come and stay. Once a year, we have at least 2 groups of people staying at our house at some point. And everybody's been around Rufus, and everybody fell in love with him. He was such a magnetic personality. Anybody who was ever around him always fucking understood like how unique and cool he was. Which sounds like it's like me just talking him up because he's gone. And there might be an aspect of that there, but really and truly, like there was something special about that cat. Agree, animals are a kid. That absolutely, yeah. Let's be honest. We came here for Rufus. I'm surprised anyone's still watching. I would not blame you. He was the attraction. But like I said, though, I'm really, really happy I got to be around him for as long as I was, and we got to give him what I would call a really good life. Because the one thing that cat loved more than anything on earth, it was attention from us. That cat, I mean, you know, a lot of people, I don't know, like sometimes I wonder if people even believe the stories that I tell, because they can sound sort of outlandish. But me and Josine will be sitting on the couch. Maybe we've ordered some kebab don, which is like kebab meat on top of a bed of rice. Very good. But we'll be sitting there watching, we recently, let's say, started watching The Sopranos again. So we're watching The Sopranos, and then we'll stop for a second and pause the show and notice that Rufus is just sitting in between us, and he's purring the loudest purr. You could hear it over the TV show, him purring so loud. He just wanted, his favorite place was just near us, right in between us two. So he would just sit there and just, you know, the whole time just purring. And he's just sitting. We're not touching him. You know what I mean? He's sitting in between us watching the same TV that we were. So we were able to give him so much of that. And I think that that's like worth more to me than anything. Fluffy Bunny with $10 F in the chat for Rufus. Thank you so much, man. And definitely F in the chat. He was the G. The absolute best of the best. He was so good. God, I love that cat. But I said it in Twitter when I made like a little goodbye post for him that I genuinely do feel an appreciation that he was able to be introduced to so many people via the internet. And even though he wasn't aware of all these people who loved him, and there are a lot of you in chat here who just loved that cat, it does me so much good knowing that there are people out there that knew about Rufus and that loved it. They saw him and they could see his unique personality, and he was so popular here on streams. And he's been in a couple of videos, actually. There were a few videos where you could hear him meowing in the background while I'm doing my voiceover, and I just left it in the video. Like, if you go back and watch my review of Fear, the first Fear game, I think it's when I'm talking about the story, there's a part where he just meows really loud, and I can carry on a conversation with him. I left it in the video. So it makes me feel really good that there were a lot of people that got to see him and got to love him and compliment him the same way that me and Josine would. It helps the process a lot. We can still see Rufus. He's behind you putting his claws on the couch. Yep. Absolutely is. Yeah, but I do apologize for sort of bringing the mood down a bit with that. But it was for a good cause, because you guys definitely deserve to know about it. I sometimes forget that my Twitter following is so small compared to my YouTube following, and that most of you guys never really get a lot of updates about me until I stream. "24-hour Rufus Memorial stream." That's honestly a good idea. Speaking of charities, there's a cat lady here in our neighborhood who has set up you know those catios. It's like a patio for cats that's kind of like fenced in. It gives them a bunch of places to crawl and play and stuff. So she set that up on 2 balconies on her building that are connected together with a little cat walkway that's fenced in and stuff so they can't fall through. And it's kind of amazing. But she has like a little entranceway in her cement sort of wall in front of her house. And there's a sign in Japanese that says, you know, cats are always coming and going, please pay attention and stuff. It's really cool. So I think if I were to do some sort of charity stream, I would just like leave that woman an envelope of money for cat food or something. And just say like, neko no tabemono kara. Because we're going to go down there and fight that guy anyways. So we'll just keep the Magnum on us. But we're probably going to want a healing item. You're in like Catopia in Japan. Honestly, there are a lot of neighborhood cats around here. And it kills Josine that not a lot of them will let her approach them to pet them. It really does tear her up inside. But we have found an orange cat that loves belly rubs, so that's pretty dope. Astro Max says, "Rest in peace to your cat, Jared. I had a dog for 14 years before he passed. I miss him every day." It's, you know, my wife said that she got this from somewhere, and I don't really remember where, but it really resonated with me. It's something to the tune of the price of like an animal's undying love and companionship is like their death, essentially. You know, living without them for the rest of your life is the price that you pay for them being such an amazing part of such a long portion of your life. And I think that like for sure is true. Like you do sort of pay a price, you know, like you don't get anything for nothing. And I think the price that you pay for having such awesome companionship with an animal is that you are sort of forced to live through its death. Go back to making fun of Asmongold. Yeah, the mood has certainly shifted here. Grief is the price we pay for love. There you go. That was how she put it. And I think that is it. Yeah, she said that too, Fluffy Bunny. We're their entire... So Josine had bought Rufus his like 4th cat bed that we had, because we had a cat bed we kept here on the couch for him. There was a cat bed upstairs. We had cat beds all over the house, and she had bought him another one. And I was like, Josine, he doesn't need any more cat beds. And then she turned to me almost teary-eyed, and she literally said, "You don't get it, Jared. Rufus is just a chapter in our life, but we're his entire book." And she almost had tears in her eyes. It's good stuff. All right, so what's a more positive topic that we can talk about? Because the news is out, and we do all still love Rufus, but it would not make him feel good if we were all being sad the whole time. Can you please recommend 3 OSTs that can calm me and soothe the soul during those times when we have to say goodbye to loved ones? I think Silent Hill 3's soundtrack. I mean, there's obviously a lot of like harsh industrial sounds in that soundtrack, it being Akira Yamaoka. But I think Silent Hill 3 offers the most melodic and kind of somber soundtrack, but a lot of that somberness tends to soothe me a bit. So I think Silent Hill 3 definitely is on the list. What else would be on that list? I think a lot of music in Silent Hill 3 uses a sort of almost weepy sound to its instrumentation. Like there's a few violin or like synthetic violin sounding parts that almost sound like crying. And they take place when Heather is in a state of emotional, extreme lows or highs or whatever. So it sort of fits the feeling of the scene. And maybe it would require a little bit of knowledge of the game to get the same emotional reaction. But to me, the music does sort of sound weepy in a lot of ways, somber, but also kind of like there are moments of high energy that kind of give you the sort of feelings like, okay, we're at a low, and then boom, here's some, you can rise higher than this. If we're going to get crazy, symbolic about it. It's not a soundtrack, but I would say Typo Negative has music that tends to be very dark, but then also there are songs that are more upbeat and focus on things like love lasting eternally and devoting yourself to a person and stuff like that. Hey, Game Dev Made Easy. It's been a while. How you doing, man? $5. Thank you. Sub Jared, how's the scar? It's healed pretty much perfectly. I don't even think it shows up on this webcam very much. I'm now working 2 full-time jobs simultaneously because my wife and kid are in China for 6 months. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I completely forgot. Damn, starting a family and everything. Well, congratulations on the entire family thing. 2 full-time jobs doesn't sound fun, but having a family to share your experiences with definitely does.
Ada, wait. Hey.
What else is it good? All right, let's do this. Let's put this to
We now have access to the back of
the chat. What would you say is a good soundtrack
getting out of here and heading to the sewer
for dealing with grief? Maybe Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII has a lot. I mean, of course, there's a wide, varied amount of moods in the music and FF7 soundtrack. But once again, I think knowing the context of how that game was made and how it was written, there is a lot in there that feels somber, and then there's a lot in there that feels celebratory. So I think FF7 would be one of them as well. Typo Negative is the best music you'll ever hear. Fluffy Bunny, he's got the good opinions. He knows. He gets it. Is it down here that I can go to? Crazy? Or is that just... No, it's not down here. It's the other way. No, it is down here. Oh shit, Game Dev Made Easy. The money is fun, able to save almost 4K a month. That fucking rules, dude. Congrats. That's a nice little nest egg to sit on, dude. Normally I'd be mad that I got poisoned, but... Oh fuck, I don't think I have a blue herb around. Or maybe there's one in the save room. Let's see. Oh, thank God. All right, good. Oh, it's just caution. Okay, so I think you get like... Okay, is this original RE2 that you sort of get a defense boost for a time after taking a mixed herb? Is that... Am I making that up? Who's smarter, Solid Snake or Steven Seagal? I can tell you Solid Snake's a little more honest than Steven Seagal. The best is yet to come can make me sob every time I listen to it. Best is yet to come. Why does that sound so familiar? Hold on. All right, now I'm gonna have to listen to this. Cause oh, the Sinatra song? Okay. All right, classy fucking pick. I think a song that brings me to tears, or it comes close every single time. I talked about this on Twitter. Kill Switch engages Rose of Sharon. Like at first, it sounds like a pretty emotional song, and it is like, you know, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty emotional. But then when you find out the history behind it, and that it was written by I want to say the bassist. Either the bassist or the drummer, who lost his wife in a car accident, I believe. And these lyrics are just his inner feelings about it. Like, what would I give to behold the smile, the face of love? You never left me. The rising sun will always speak your name. It's like, fuck, dude, that's powerful. Gets me every single time. I think Typo Negative has a song called... I hate having to explain this every time. So they have a song called White Slavery. Has nothing to do with race in any way. It's about him being addicted to cocaine. But it's a very somber, sad tune that fucking... Something about it just fucking gets me, dude. Every time. Like, I've never been addicted to a drug before. I've never done cocaine before. So it's not like I'm getting into that part of the music. But Jesus, there's like something about that song that fucking tangles me up inside. No. That is... Oh no, they're still around. God damn it. I think if I get through this door, I'm... Damn it. I was really hoping to take no damage from that fucking fight. You never left me. The rising sun will always spare your day. My Last Serenade. Killer Kill Switch song. Absolutely. That's a song that got me into them. Two of the best metalcore albums ever released back-to-back from Kill Switch Engage. Rose of Sharon is brutal and emotional. It really is. Alive or Just Breathing, like there are albums that come around in music that
those zombies are everywhere.
Changes everything. Alive or Just Breathing is one of those albums. That hit the heavy music scene, and whether or not you listen to Tool, Cannibal Corpse, Hatebreed, whatever you listen to, that album hit you like a fucking comet. The entire underground music scene was changed by Alive or Just Breathing. It's so fucking wild to even think about how much of an effect that album had. Like... just like the sound of metalcore in general, but that makes it sound so light because it's just metalcore. But it's like the sound of heavy metal was like crafted by that fucking album. It's so wild. Oh, okay. Well, I'm coming up to a save point right here, so it'll be a good spot. All right, guys. So I do have bad news. Me and Josine have to go to the gym. So we're going to save it up here at this little junction point, and we're going to have to call this one. Adam McKnight, how you doing, man? What's up? Wings for Mary by Tool always gets me teary. I love how we all have that song that gets us crying. This is a very safe space for sharing emotional stuff as a man here. I want you to know. Let's talk about the fucking teary-eyed songs. Sounds like good news. Yeah. It's always good to have a partner when you're lifting. Someone kind of keep you honest. No, don't go. Oh, wait. No. Okay, so it's not Sinatra. All right, okay. Let's see. Benny. By Alfe Ni. Is that Farage? I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's look this up then. I would not have expected you to have cried to Sinatra, so I was kind of surprised. Let's do this. This seems more... Oh, from Metal Gear Solid, right? Am I crazy? Is this it? From the intro to MGS1, right? I think that's what that is. Am I crazy? Is that what it is? Somebody let me know if that is the case, because I will feel very smart. Bro said, I mourn for those who never knew you, and it crippled. Dude, that... You want to talk about a fucking lyric? I mourn for those who... And then the fucking... the harmony for that part. Like, oh. Amazing. Here it is. Honestly, it's good that we're coming to an end to this stream because my throat is killing me. I've been doing nothing but talking shit. Max Payne 1 soundtrack. I would say Max Payne 2 soundtrack personally, but I appreciate exactly where you're coming from. Dude, I have Rose of Sharon stuck in my head so hard. Jared, your favorite MGS game? It's between Snake Eater and Part 1. Somewhere in there. Libe with $2. Thank you, man. Real men cry when they hear the Home Depot theme. That is true. Mourn for all the money spent on projects you'll never finish. I'm looking forward to the Max Payne remakes as well, but since we are talking teary-eyed, I mean, how are those going to work? I don't even want to imagine the possibility of a Max Payne without James McCaffrey. Anyone who doesn't answer MGS2 is an idiot. Listen, I love MGS2. It's incredible, but I think MGS2, at the time I played it, was the most graphically impressive game I'd ever seen before. Like, it was so gorgeous and so detailed. The cutscenes were just amazing to me, and they did so much with such low resolution 2D textures wrapped around like really high poly 3D models. God damn, what a fucking... I mean, it's a monster of a game, but I think as far as actually playing the game goes, it's between 1 and 3. Troy Baker, don't you dare. Don't even suggest it. You son of a bitch. Alex Gents with $5. Thank you, Alex. Continue genting, by the way. So me and my buddy have an old demo of a deathcore song called Arclay. It's from the POV of an umbrella researcher getting infected and turning. Dude, that rules. Alex, do me a favor. Just at me that on Twitter. I'd love to fucking hear it. And thanks again for the $5, dude. Speaking of which, wait, Shira Kazama Mishima just said, I just subscribed. Appreciate it, Shira. Welcome. Yeah, I am going to get out of here. Me and the wife do have to work out. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a bit, and I'm glad that we got to rant about Asmongold, talk shit about Capcom as a company, and collectively mourn the loss of my cat. This has been a stream of growth. And we talked about sad songs. All of us here have grown emotionally. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you if you super chatted. Thank you if you subscribed or liked the stream or joined up as a channel member. It's very much appreciated. I'm very thankful to be where I am, and it's you guys that I'm thankful for. Everybody, please have a good one. Don't drive drunk, make wise choices, and get in the gym. It's time. It's time to do it. I'll see you guys later.